knows people who live in the Hollywood area, and they're very curious, obviously, because there's so many black and white units down there. With the choppers overhead, obviously causing a lot of attention and drawing a lot of attention. It looks like some of the officers there are trying to maintain the crowd there and to keep them back, and that's probably a safe thing to do at this point because, again, we do not know if this person is armed. And as Stu was mentioning, if they're bold enough to steal a vehicle, you don't know what else they might be capable of.
Right, and you kind of worry about those cars to the right of that suspect vehicle, which is that one right there, the blue one. It looks like some sort of, is that a hand coming out of the window there, Stu? What's coming out of the the driver's side? What do you see there?
That's a window. That's a hand for
That's
sure,
hand, okay.
Jeff. He's had his hand out there for some time. We've confirmed that that's pretty much sure that that's a male driver right there. But you know, he's got this lackadaisical attitude. You've got a guy right there, an officer, a trained professional. Don't get that ever wrong. But you know what? He's holding that spike strip and he's holding a gun, training a gun on this person and that's driving that vehicle, a suspect. And then look back here, all these officers as well, weapons drawn. And then you have to think to yourself, look at all these people, just innocent bystanders right now, who think that this is some sort of spectacle, because it is. Yeah. Somebody driving their bike across the roadway right there as well. Now, yes, sure, of course, this is Hollywood. This is, you know, what some people think is in Hollywood all the time, but this is a very dangerous situation. Other officers right now trying to throw out some spike strips just in case he wants to back up. But if that guy backs up at any kind of speed, he's going to wind up hitting any one of those LAPD vehicles. You know, armchair observation, it might have been better to throw that spike strip in between. There we go.
There we go.
There
right
we
behind
go.
the tires.
That's where we put the spike strip.
Even better.
And you know, obviously that's a man with some stripes right there, so that's got to be a sergeant. So, you know, there you go. So if this car goes, we know he's probably going to get at least one flat tire out of this. But he sits here and he's been taunting these officers all evening. We do see some green weapons out there, some less than lethal, but we also see a lot of guns out, real, you know, lethal weapons out. This is the first time we see the door pop open, so I'm kind of wondering what's going to go on. These guys, they just want to get out of the way. I don't blame them.
No, I would want to too. There could be children in that minivan.
Sure, and this car now surrounded by spike strips, and this is in the heart of Hollywood, as we all know. Hollywood and Highland is probably the most popular intersection in the city of Hollywood, and this is where all the movie premieres happen.
This is not a movie.
Exactly, this is certainly not a movie, but I'm sure there are a lot of visitors out there who are thinking, wow, this is really Hollywood, isn't it?
Yeah, and it looks like the driver now, we see some smoke come out of the cabin of that vehicle, whether it's from the engine being driven or maybe there's something else going on.
No, that's definitely that's not from the engine,
and
that's the old, you know, smoke him if you got him.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
He's obviously smoking. What's he smoking? Gosh only knows at this point.
He's going to get one last
definitely
puff before
he's
getting
interacting.
Out. Yeah, he's going to have one last puff.
Yeah, he's definitely interacting, though, with the officers. And look at the crowd. Look at the crowds out here. Officers from the LAPD having to deal with that as well. They got the crowd away from this area right here. You know, LAPD taking this extremely serious. This guy thinking that it's some kind of game, some kind of joke, interacting with the officers. But you know what? We never saw those keys fall out the window. We haven't seen any type of notion that that car is not running anymore. Those lights have stayed on. We haven't seen that car shut off. Officers from LAPD definitely out here ready to do something if he starts moving again. We've gone through one light signal or one cycle. So right now, this is basically a little bit of a standoff, but that car easily could just be put into drive and driven off. If those officers don't rush it, we know it will get at least one flat tire. They did put that spike strip in a spot where it's guaranteed to at least run over one tire. See some action inside the center console. Don't know if he's putting it into park or if he's taking the keys out of the ignition. But definitely interacting. I wish we could hear what he's saying. This is all happening heart of Hollywood, like you said, Hollywood and Highland. Look at the crowds.
This is where a lot of the movie premieres are. This is Hollywood and Highland, of course, and a lot of the tourists down there probably thinking this is some sort of movie being filmed, but it's not. This is real life. This is breaking news here on KCAL 9. This is in the heart of Hollywood. This is pursuit that has come to a standstill at this point in time. I don't know if we call this. Now we have officers moving in. This is going to happen very rapidly.
Officers being aggressive there, taking that suspect out of that vehicle, helping him to the ground there. They're going to be taking him into custody. It does seem like it's going to come to an end right now. And, you know, curious to see, you know, how it's going to end. But one suspect being taken into custody right now, Hollywood and Highland. That is going to be a stolen vehicle.